I was thinner and in better shape without even having to try, just because I was walking everywhere. But in America, unless you have a gym membership, it's easy to get fat and to stay fat for life. So let's go to pretend land for a second. What's up, guys? Before we get into the video, I just wanted to let you know that on January 2nd, 2021, I will be hosting a 3-day fasting challenge, no food for 3 days, so we can all lose some of this holiday weight that we have gained over the past 2 months. So if you are interested in signing up for that, it is 100% free. There is a link in the description of this video, lose10in3days.com. Go to that link, sign up for that program. You will get an email notification and we'll take it from there. So if you're interested, click the link in the description. If not, enjoy the rest of the video. Pearls, one of Earth's most beautiful natural treasures. You probably already know that pearls come from oysters and mussels, otherwise known as mollusks, but for now we'll just say oysters to keep it simple. But do you know exactly how they are created? Well, the process begins when usually a grain of sand is trapped inside the oyster. This is known as an irritant, and this irritant functions as the center of the pearl from an early stage. And once this irritant becomes trapped, the oyster begins to coat it with something called nacre. This is a defense mechanism for the oyster. Nacre is made mostly of something called aragonite, which is a naturally occurring form of calcium carbonate. It's strong, it's iridescent, it's very smooth. And this unique luster, or the glow that pearls usually have, comes from nacre. So the oyster coats the particle of sand with hundreds or thousands of layers of nacre, and over time a pearl begins to slowly form. How long it takes for a pearl to form is dependent on the growth rate of the nacre, although most pearls typically take anywhere between 2 and 4 years to fully develop. Okay, wonderful. You know, you're probably thinking, that's a great little tidbit of information there, buddy, thank you, but what does this have to do with fitness and body transformation? So, many people begin their fitness journey as a way to improve their overall body composition. You want to lose fat, you want to build muscle, but in my opinion, their real problem is that they try to integrate healthy habits or healthy behaviors into their life. Now, on the surface, that seems like a good idea. It doesn't seem like a bad thing to integrate healthy habits. I mean, how else are you supposed to start going to the gym and eating more chicken and vegetables and all that fun stuff? What are you supposed to do? You just have to work it into your schedule, right? I would say that is not right. That is wrong. To illustrate this, I'll tell you a little story. So back in the day, in the golden era of working in malls, if there was such a thing, we used to work 11 hours a day. The mall opens at 10, closes at 9. You're there all day, from a half hour before they open to a half hour after they close. Sometimes we'd even have a 45-minute drive each way to get to work. And let me tell you, after a full day of caffeinated hustling, there would not be much left in the tank at the end of the day to crush a workout. As a result, every 6 months or so, give or take, my health, physical and also mental, if we want to differentiate between the two, would get so bad that I would eventually quit. I would book a one-way ticket to some tropical paradise and spend the next 2 to 3 months working out like crazy, eating healthy food, and overall trying to get my health back in order. Now, this constant cycle of, I don't know, what I call this, bulking and cutting, looking like shit and looking good, yo-yoing back and forth from being an athlete and being a, fucking kiosk salesperson. This constant cycle gave me the impression that integrating fitness into your life is not an easy thing to do if you want to stay fit. Obviously, not everybody has that demanding physical schedule, but it's demanding for everyone up to a certain point. However, the point is that when you make fitness the core value of your life, when you make it your number one priority, it becomes much easier to build your life around that, just like the oyster will build around the irritant. It will lay the layers of nacre around it and around it until it has a nice little pearl. And using that analogy of the oyster and the pearl, let's assume that this, poor health is the irritant, much like that grain of sand. Each layer of healthy habits, or Nacre, we coat on top of it will further and further improve our health. So in other words, if you really want to be healthy, you need to make fitness and health your number one priority. You need to make it the most irritating problem you have in your life. And sometimes that means that you need to restructure your priorities so that your life changes, so that those things become much easier. It's not about making your life, squeezing these habits into your life. It's about rearranging your life so that these habits are just a part of it. Maybe it sounds extreme to some of you. You're saying, I have a family, I have kids, I have a job, so just get rid of them. No, I'm just kidding. Don't get rid of your family. That's a joke, everyone. Calm down. It's just a joke. We're still allowed to make jokes, right? I'm not saying you need to get rid of your family and move to Thailand so that you can chill at the beach all day eating coconuts and mangoes. Although, I don't know about you, that doesn't sound too bad to me. But why wouldn't you want to live like that? Let's be serious for a second. Would you not want to be on a tropical beach somewhere where your cost of living is $1,000 a month and you can get plenty of sun and be in the ocean and just live a very comfortable life? Even if you do have a wife and kids, you don't think that they'd live a better life if your main priority was fitness and if theirs was too? Most of the people watching this, you guys probably live in the United States. And this is maybe a year and a half old, but I made a video not long ago, or I guess a year and a half ago, where I ranked the top 5 cities where it's easiest to be fit and healthy. And the United States was at the bottom of that list. It's not easy to be fit if you live in the US. I'm sorry. Maybe it's easier to make money and start a business and buy a fucking house and get, your choice of 30 different types of laundry detergent, but being fit and healthy is not easy here. Most cities require you, for example, to drive everywhere. Most people work in office jobs. We have the biggest selection of affordable processed food in the world, not to mention that it is aggressively marketed to us by major corporations, and it's just everywhere. You can't drive 5 minutes in a city in the United States without seeing some Jack in the Box or something. Fast food is everywhere. Polyunsaturated fatty acids are in everything. And unless you have a gym membership, it's easy to be sedentary. You drive everywhere. You don't walk anywhere. And that adds up. Believe me, I've lived in places where I don't have a car. Many of them. And across the board, everybody who lives in cities where you do not need a car is thinner and in better shape. I was thinner and in better shape without even having to try, just because I was walking everywhere. But in America, unless you have a gym membership, it's easy to get fat and to stay fat for life. So let's go to pretend land for a second. If, let's just say, you were going to put, fitness, let's call it, I hate that word, but let's just say you're going to put fitness as your number one priority, how would your life look? Well, I can tell you what I did many times when I moved to that tropical beach and I got plenty of sun and I worked out as much as I could and I stuffed myself on the healthiest food I could find. That's what I did. That was my number one priority. That's what I wanted for myself. And I don't know about you, but let's think about it for a second. If you could only pick one thing, why wouldn't you pick that? In the way that I see it, there's only 2 reasons why somebody would choose to live in America, for example. Although I guess you could, to a lesser extent, I guess some places in Europe are healthier. Europeans generally aren't as fat. Same thing with Australians, British people. I don't really know. I've never been there. But what are those 2 reasons? Number 1, why would you live in America? All your friends and family are here and they don't want to leave. They're not going to come with you. You've got your little social circle. You're close with your family. It's a big family. They're not going anywhere and you don't want to leave. Number 2, you're tied to your job. All right, so look, I can't help you with the first one. If you're one of those people, you're blessed with a big family. Everybody loves each other. They all love you. You're friends with your cousins. You grew up together and you're just this one big happy family and you have this great social circle with friends and you go do normie things like you have happy hour twice a week and you have this great social life. Good for you. I wish you the best, even though I secretly hate you. And I can't help you with that. If things are great where you are, we would always say this, when I lived in Israel, we would say nobody moves to Israel if it's going great in their country for them. They move there because they're looking for something better. Anyway, the second one I think is easier to play with. You're tied to your job. You can always get another job. And with the world getting more and more digital, that means, I would argue, you can always find some kind of work online. You don't actually need to show up for a job physically anymore. And not only that, but let's be honest, in a perfect world, you would have multiple streams of income from online sources that would allow you to live anywhere you wanted. And if you could live anywhere you wanted, why wouldn't you pick a tropical place somewhere with easy access to healthy food and nice bright sun and some ocean? I mean, am I crazy that I like the ocean and sun? I don't think so. The beauty of online business is that they work while you sleep. You create something to sell, you start driving traffic, and you make sales while you are out doing other things. You're not getting paid for your time anymore. You create an asset and you sell that asset times infinity because it's digital. There's not a limited amount of books. It's not a limited amount of time that you have to sell to an employer. So what does this have to do with fitness? Well, if we think about it, do you remember how we even got to this conclusion? We were just doing a little thought experiment, and we asked, what would life look like if we put fitness as our number one priority? Well, I don't know about you, I can only talk about myself, but I would assume if we could wave our magic wand, I would move to a tropical beach somewhere. Wouldn't you? If fitness was your number one priority, money was no object, would you not move to a tropical beach? You're going to stay in your little shit town in America or your locked down democratic city? I don't think so. Every core decision that I would make, maybe not every core decision, but many of them would be based around whether or not something was healthy. Am I going to eat this? Am I going to do this? Am I going to stay in this place? Is it easy to be healthy here? Do I feel good about myself and my body? The only thing I truly own, by the way, your car, your phone, all that shit, that's not yours. You have your body, that's it. And take it from somebody who changes his location every few months. You can always make new friends. Do you know what friends really are? And this is a little tangent here, but friends are people who live in physical proximity to you, who have the same interests as you at that time. Okay? Anybody who is, 10 years removed from their high school graduation, who left their hometown, knows this to be true. You leave your hometown, people who stay in your hometown, they stay the same, or they don't change that much. I still have friends from my hometown, but most of them I'm not friends with anymore because I don't know, just don't have anything in common anymore. Some of them I do, but most I don't because they don't change, and if you leave, you do. But the point is that friends are not location independent. Friends are location dependent. You can always make new ones also. And if you have a family, you can take your family with you, your immediate family, I would assume. And finally, the big one, if we made fitness our number one priority, yeah, it's entirely possible that we would have to grow and change the area of our life that is also extremely important, and that is, how are we going to make our money? How are we going to pay that rent, even if it's, not $1,200 a month for your whatever one bedroom in America, if it's $200 in, Chiang Mai, for example. How are you going to make money online? You still have to make money. I don't care what you do. You have to make money, or somebody in your house has to make money. And look, I'm not saying it's easy, but even if it takes you 5 years to figure it out, which it won't, by the way, here's, pro tip for anybody who wants to make money online. You have something to sell and you try to sell it to people all day, every day. If you literally went on Facebook and you joined Facebook groups and you sent out 200 messages a day. Hi, my name is blah, blah, blah. I'm selling this. I was wondering if you're interested. Here's a link. You could do that. And in 30 days, you would have messaged 6,000 people. And I promise you, out of those 6,000 people, some of them are going to buy whatever it is you're selling. It doesn't matter what it is or how expensive it is or how much of a ripoff it is. Some people are just easy customers. They're going to buy it. And look, even if you do have to move to that place where your rent is $200 a month and you're eating street food every day, which, by the way, is pretty damn good, would that be so bad if the eventual payoff is location-independent income for the rest of your life? Like, that's a bad thing. Do you need to go to that office? You're so married to your job and your career that you are willing to sacrifice your health and years of your life in order to say, I work at, wherever the fuck you work? Is it really that big of a deal? Wouldn't you rather be free? I don't know. That's one of the reasons why I don't like focusing only on fitness because there's so much more that goes into it. You need to restructure a lot of your priorities in order to actually be fit and healthy. But nobody wants to hear that. We all want the quick fix. We all want to hear how we can change the groceries that we buy and how we can integrate this workout program and that workout program. But the fact is that if you have an environment that is not conducive to allowing you to make those healthy choices and making it easier to make those choices, then it's pretty tough to make that change stick. I'm not making this video to encourage you to make money online, by the way, but I do believe that it's something that everybody should do. Yeah, if you have a trade, if you're an HVAC technician or whatever, something, if you're digging ditches, okay, fine. I guess you don't need that. But you should probably do it anyway. Get some way to make money online, because guess what? If you're digging ditches, they're going to invent something that will replace you. Same with anything else that's a physical job. Anyway, when you put fitness first, you, I believe, will naturally restructure your priorities in a way that will automatically fit your new lifestyle. Or more specifically, you put fitness first, your lifestyle will automatically restructure itself as a result of you shifting the hierarchy of your priorities. I don't know if that made any sense, but at the end of the day, it sucks to admit, but none of us are going to be around here forever. So doesn't it make sense that health would be the most important thing? I don't know. Leave me a comment. Also, by the way, I am leading a 3-day fast January 2nd. If you're interested in signing up for that, click the link in the description or go to lose10in3days.com. Sign up. We are doing it. It is going to be live. 3-day fast. Sign up for that right now. If you're interested, get started on your New Year's resolution. Have any comments on this video? Let me know. Leave me a comment. Peace.